Welcome to DTF Watch This. These are the episodes where we tell you what movies we recommend that we just watched recently. So today we're going to let you take a little guess.
Take a guess.
If you haven't got it by now, we're totally doing Maverick. We're a little bit late to the show, but I mean, it just came out on streaming, so we got caught up and we think it was amazing. So
like you said, let's put us in a jet.
who's the wingman? Are we going to be back in? Are we going to be behind each other? Are we going to each have our own jet? Like,
let's each have our own jet.
Yeah, we got to have our own. And then just go. And I'm gonna do all the maneuvers here. We got that hard left. And then you got to go straight up. Oh, you got to do the 10 or the.
Oh, let's go inverted.
Oh man.
I don't even know if that'll work, but we'll see.
I mean, it's going to work in the sense that if it doesn't work,
awesome.
It's going to look ridiculous, but it's going to be amazing anyway.
Yeah.
So, but if that didn't capture you to want to go watch it for the excitement level that we have to pretend like we're in a jet and wear aviators, then I don't know what to tell you. But Sean Marcus here is a huge fan of Top Gun. He's been talking about this movie for years, and he kept telling me, are you excited for it? And I go, not coming. Really. I'm like, I didn't really have, I remember seeing Top Gun when I was a kid, but I didn't have the huge excitement level for it. But man, after watching this, I need to go back and watch Top Gun. So I'm going to let Sean Marcus take over a little bit more because this is his baby. This is the movie that he loves, and he's been talking about it forever. So I want to hear what he has to say because we watched it individually, and now we're just on the same hype level.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch this for a long time because I saw all the teasers, the behind the scenes of like the cinematography, all the cameras that they set up in the cockpits. They gave some teasers of the dogfights, and it was blowing me away. So I'm like, I cannot wait for this movie to come out. It kept getting pushed out. Stupid COVID made me, I don't care about anything else. They made me have to wait, 2 years for Maverick to come out. But basically, in this movie, he is going back to Top Gun to be the teacher to the son of Goose. AKA his name was Rooster in this movie. Well, his son was named Rooster, I should say, not Goose. What'd you think of it so far? I mean, just from the get-go, what'd you think?
Oh man, I mean, I watched it in over 2 days because I would have watched it the whole way through, but Diana needed to go on our walk, which we do every night, and then
gotta get that meet time.
Then she wanted, I was like, man, can I finish watching this? And she goes, no, I want to finish watching it with you too. So I got to like the hour point and I was just excited to finish it off because man, all the training stuff that they go through. And then like you mentioned, the inside the cockpit stuff just looks so intense. And the actors actually shot all of that stuff while in the air. So they don't have any green screen footage of them in the cockpit. So you get to see the suction of their face.
Yeah, they had to do all the breathing exercises, all that stuff.
It's so intense, dude. Like they had to go through all that. But I mean, Tom Cruise, is just a maniac with all that stuff. He wants you to be in it. And like, I was just thinking about how like insane Tom Cruise's life is with just, he loves doing his own stunts and stuff. So just taking his roles and then not only that, but in this movie, taking everybody else to the next level, saying like, we're going to do this. We're going to do it right. We're going to put you in the thing, even or in the plane, even if we could do it CG, we want authentic.
Yeah. And you felt it. I mean, you felt like you were in there, like when they were, when they were going through those ravines and they were making those sharp turns and they're like you felt like you were in there.
Oh man.
Starting out, it's him, being his Maverick rebel self. And he takes this experimental jet that he wasn't supposed to take out because they were shutting down the program. We're closing it down. We don't need you pilots anymore. We're going to be phasing out pilots. And he's like, not on my watch. We're going to make this happen.
Yeah, even that whole beginning sequence, man, this was like intense.
I got to call out two things though from the beginning. When the jet flies over, the Admiral, and he's standing there and it flies over and blows the roof off, that little checkpoint, and he's still standing there, doesn't even flinch. I'm like, wait a minute, come on.
I believe, and I might be wrong, but before I even seen this movie, I saw a little bit of the making of it, and the roof bouncing up like that
Yeah.
was an accident that they didn't know was going to happen, but they thought it looked so cool that they actually kept it in. So
Oh,
it's like a legit thing.
wow.
So it's like whatever
Jeez.
that little house thing that they built, like
Yeah.
the roof obviously wasn't attached very well. And so they didn't expect, but the jet went
Yeah.
flying over. It was in some interview I think I saw. Yeah, they said the jet went flying over and then the roof just goes shoo, like that. So but they were like, it looks so cool. We had to keep it in. And
The
then there's
set guys were like, we can attach the roof with screws or nails. What do you think? 2 nails should be good.
duct tape works for everything.
Yeah.
But there's
The other thing I had to call out though was when he was flying and he ends up, I don't know if this is going to be a spoiler, but he ejects. And I'm like, you're ejecting out of that thing at Mach 10 and you survive? I'm like,
I don't know. I don't know what ejecting is like. I mean,
it's insane G-forces on your body.
yeah,
I do know that.
and I know that because I watched some making of it stuff and like they talked to Miles, who's Rooster, in this because they were asking him, well, were you guys actually in the planes? He's like, yeah. He's like, do you think it was necessary? He's like, no, no. Sometimes it was terrifying, but what he's saying is like the jet itself, of course, is like taking a lot of the G's as well. So that's why you can endure it but you have to fight blacking out. I don't know, but yeah, so like you're saying, ejecting out at like 10 G's or something, I don't know. It's like probably just crush you.
Yeah.
This movie was like one of the few movies that I've watched recently that actually it's been, I don't know how long it's been, a movie that legit like got me excited, kind of like hold your breath type moments in it. And you're just like, I felt at a couple times just like, I felt like my cheeks clenching a little bit. I had like on the couch.
Which cheeks?
My butt cheeks, man. I was like, oh man, what's going on here? Is he gonna make it? And
Diana's like, where's our other throw pillow? Oh, hold on, I'll get it.
It's just like sucked up in the crack there, and I'm just like, woo, man, my cheeks were experiencing some G's there. I was like,
yeah. But you were mentioning Miles. He totally looked like he could have been Goose's son. Like that casting, kudos to you guys, because perfect person for that role, I thought.
Yeah, they actually wanted to use Hangman as Goose's son at first, but
I think Hangman was a perfect new Iceman, because I mean basically that's what he was. He was Iceman and then some. I mean, just pushed Iceman's arrogance to the extreme.
And then too, the chemistry between Miles and Tom Cruise was like spot on. It felt great. You can feel the resentment in it, and I think that was like a perfect pairing for it. Of course, they have a bunch of throwbacks to the original. Even since I haven't seen the original in such a long time, there's so many classic scenes though. And they, even if you haven't seen the original, they show like little scenes and stuff, like memories and stuff like that. So you don't really even need to see the first one to understand what's going on in this one. This is a really solid movie on its own.
Well, I thought they did a great thing because they remade the movie without remaking the movie. They took the basic premise of what Top Gun is and what made that movie great, and they got, new fresh blood in there, and they were kind of showing it through their perspective and Tom Cruise's perspective as a teacher and how he was going to mold them for the new mission of blowing up that, nuclear, facility. But they took all those premises and boom, just made it that much better. I personally think this movie was better than the first one. And in terms of the dog fights and all of that, but everything else was the same. So basically they're like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. They didn't break this movie. They just pushed it and made it better.
Yeah, I think Diana remembers the first one way more than I do, because she was saying this is basically the first Top Gun, but like improved.
Yeah.
And
normally I hate it when they do that and they're like, oh, we're just gonna like remake it, but we'll change. All the characters will be girls in this one, or they'll all be guys in this one. It's a guy's perspective, they're all cats, but
yeah, I think
they did it so good.
I think the resentment and issues between, Rooster and Maverick was strong enough to hold that story and even like make those scenes that were pretty much from the first one make sense,
Yeah.
showing that relationship, but also showing how team building and stuff works for them to be able to do this super impossible mission where they have to have everything go perfect in order to land it.
I loved seeing Val Kilmer in there. I mean, if people don't know, he actually has been battling throat cancer and all that for a long time. So I thought it was touching to bring him back in and then just kind of have a nice little send off there at the end. I thought that was a touching tribute.
And I'm glad they didn't just ignore it or just send it off with just like a photo or say kill him off between the movies or something, because that would have been like a way they could have done it, but I'm glad they didn't. It's nice to see him come back and like make sense of his story too, even with his own current health issues. After watching this, I totally feel like I need to go watch the first one just because I'm so pumped and excited about everything that happened in this one.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm probably actually going to do that. I'm probably going to go rewatch the first one and then probably still love this one more just because it's up to date and like how realistic that they did everything with the in cockpit. I think that's the biggest thing out of it. No, and then even the valley shots and stuff, all those were practical as well. Basically, if there's missiles going, those are CG, of course, and if a plane's crashing.
Oh, yeah, they didn't fire real missiles at them?
No,
Boo,
like,
Tom Cruise, boo.
You went that hard. You weren't going to take a real missile and just like crash land.
So you're actually willing to go to a space station to film an outer space movie, but you're not willing to take real missiles.
Right?
Okay, we see that line. We've seen you draw it. We know
that's where I was pulling out. I'm like, man, he just doesn't look as scared as he normally would.
He's ejecting out of that. No missiles? No way.
Just not buying it.
No.
Is there anything else that you really want to touch on?
I mean, watch this movie. If you watch the first one, you will not.
Even if you didn't watch the first one.
Even if you didn't watch this movie, because the dog fights are unreal. The final dog fight. Stacy like kind of looked at me and she's like, "Did we just enter the Matrix?" Like, I don't want to give anything away, but like,
oh man,
it's you know what I'm
so
talking about?
Good.
That Gen 5 jet.
Oh
no,
it does. There's a lot of
aversion thing that it did was unreal.
Yeah, but they kind of show you how he did it and stuff too. So it's not like he just made a weird maneuver. It's like they showed what happens with the plane and the jets. So it looked unreal, but I'm like, man, those are some crazy maneuvers that these guys got. Even some of the moves that Maverick do, and you're just like, man, how close these jets get to each other on some of these shots. You're like, whoa, you guys are really good and have a lot of control.
I mean, you've seen videos of like the Blue Angels, right? I mean, their wingtips are like 5 feet apart.
I've actually seen the Blue Angels. They come out to Seattle and stuff a lot, right?
I think they come to every major city, probably.
I just remember when I was out there that they were out there all the time.
Yeah.
But highly recommended. It's the most exciting film I think I've seen in a long time, where it's just super action packed, got a cool cool bits of heartfelt moments, and then a lot for those that watched the original, and then a lot for those who haven't watched the original.
And I bet Kenny Loggins was like, "Cha-ching, paycheck again."
Right?
He's like, "I'm back in the soundtrack."
Yeah, Diana pointed that out a lot. She goes, "This is pretty much the entire soundtrack of Top Gun, like the original." So nostalgia train and excitement train for anybody new. So
I forget, do we rate these?
Nope. We just tell you to go watch it, because if we're talking about it as hyped up as we are right now, then you need to go watch it.
Watch it.
But that's it for today. That's just our short episodes of DTF Watch This. So go watch Maverick. Come back. Comment below what your favorite scene is, what your favorite plane maneuver was, or maybe your favorite plane. I don't know. Just tell us all the excitement that you got out of it so we can share it with you.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, because we are doing a lot of these little movie reviews. So boop, boop, boop. Hit that subscribe. Come on back.
Until next time, we're ejecting.
Oh.